Greetings from Shanghai on a wonderful, beautiful, sunny fall day. My name is Michael Schmela. I'm the managing director of TaiyangNews, and I'm very happy to welcome today Chairman Zhu from GCL.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay.
As part of the SNEC TaiyangNews energy storage and hydrogen and fuel cell leadership conversation, which take place during the SNEC, ESS and H2 trade fair. Chairman Zhu, talking storage, which is so important for the energy transition, you've been actually a world market leader in the field of silicon and solar, and everyone knows you in that field, but probably less known is that you actually already, I checked that on the internet, in 2016, so that means more than 7 years ago, already introduced a battery storage system in Australia and at the Australian market. Maybe if we just focus now on battery storage, how has the journey from GCL been in this field?
That's a very good question. GCL actually I started the company 33 years ago, so this is our 33rd anniversary. We started as China's largest non-state-owned power producer. We are very different from those active players in the storage business. We actually leverage our advantages and resources from the power generation segment to develop our storage market. You mentioned about we launched to the Australian market the BESS system 7 years ago. That's correct. Back to 7 years ago, the China state actually encouraged the private players to go into lithium iron phosphate cathode material manufacturing. So I started to think about entering into the storage market back then, and GCL is the first private company in China that entered into lithium iron phosphate cathode material manufacturing. Actually, the first storage power generation power plant in Suzhou is running really well right now. Back then, the storage battery cost is very high. We're talking about over 1 RMB per kilowatt hour. That's not competitive at all. So the China grid company were talking to me and saying, why don't we work together to do a large BESS system power generation plant? So over this 10 years, we have grasped a lot more experiences and resources, and we got a lot of key know-hows. So I think that helped us to differentiate ourselves from the pack. And yes, 7 years ago, we launched to the residential market BESS system. I think our market is still, our products is still well received in Australia, maybe number one product in Australia. So I think we made the system very affordable in Australia. So in some of the market, large-scale storage station is not possible, but residential distributed solar storage system is more viable. So that's why we're doing them in parallel. So we're doing all the way, like we want to do vertically integrated throughout the storage battery chain, all the way from material to application, including inverters, system control, PVS. So we want to be the best in each component of the battery chain. We have proprietary technology and know-hows and IP throughout the value chain. We're working with Huawei, so basically what I'm saying is I'm working with the best in each component of the value chain. For example, like Huawei, CATL, BYD, those who are good at pack manufacturing. So I only work with the best. I know a lot of people new players are entering into the storage business.
But how much of that do you want to do on your own? Because you recently started operations of your own lithium iron phosphate cathode material in Sichuan, which was recently but then you also made this, as you said, you're cooperating with a lot of market leaders, so that you recently also did this deal with CATL actually to work together. So what do you want to do on your own, and where do you want to partner?
So far, GCL tries to differentiate ourselves from the packs. We're not going to do a commodity product. So we would stay out of the commodity product circle. So we think we have an edge in the material, the upstream part. For example, like our solar silicon materials. We came up with a game-changing technology. That's why we are #1 in terms of silicon materials manufacturing right now. So in the storage battery system, we are thinking of the same strategy. We're going to do cathode and anode materials, that's positive and negative materials, electrolyte, and everything. So that's more like upstream part. We're going to do it by our own. So because by having a better upstream materials, you would have a longer and better lifetime of a battery storage. So, and we would keep on fine-tuning the technology along the value chain. So the end product would be better. So we're going to heavily rely on ourselves for the materials part. But for the application and system control part, we tend to work with the best players in the market. So we do what we do best, and we pick the best to work with for those components that we're not the best at. We're not going to follow the others. We're not followers. We're pioneers. So I position myself as a leader. So I'm not going to just follow the trend. I'm going to ride the trend.
Okay, and so that means the cells and the assembly is basically taken from the leaders actually, and you are more upstream, like in solar, as I understand correctly. Okay. And as when I just studied your activities in this field in the past, I always only looked at the core solar part, but when I looked at your storage and hydrogen activities, I really saw that you're also not only in the stationary field, but also in the mobile power fields. For example, developing something very innovative like battery swapping stations for EVs. So how do you see the link there to your solar business?
We have a LISCO under the ticker 2015 that's listed in mainland China. That company is committed to the development of mobile energy. That company is also recently launched intelligent cloud computing. That means we're going to use AI to do like real-time monitoring of the power generation and storage and EV battery swap thing. So it's an intelligent and smart platform. So that's our strategy is really digital oriented. So while we do this battery swap thing, we want it to be completely smart and intelligent and digital oriented. So we want to couple the storage with the charging. So it's a technology combo. So it's more like a digital platform, so it can manage well the peak and valley. So it makes sure our customers could have like more reliable and cleaner power. And for example, in a residential complex, 5 to 8 p.m., everybody would go and charge their EV, so the grid would be under a lot of burden, and it would be overloaded. But if you integrate AI technology and with cloud computing, then you could very well adjust the peak and value. And also because in US and Australia, a lot of people are using distributed storage system. So you need a platform, an intelligent platform to connect to each household and manage the power generation and power charging, the power input and output. So basically our strategy is to come up with this intelligent platform to monitor that and to manage that. So I think going forward, the market is the trend is to go from like large scale station power to distributed mobile power. So I think I'm very proud to say like GCL is the first company that combined AI technology with power charging and power generation. And I'm very proud to say I'm working with Huawei to come up with a system we call it 1 second 1 kilometer supercharging system. So you can charge your EV just over a cup of coffee, just by one song, listening to one song, and your EV is fully charged. So it's even better than battery swap. Even for battery swap, you may take like more than 5 minutes, but for supercharging stations, is even the next level. So we're taking it to the next level. So actually, we strategically walked away from battery swap business from May this year. We switched to supercharging. That's 1 kilometer, 1 second. So actually, we were one step ahead already. So we want to be completely, we want 6-in-1. We call it 6-in-1. That's power generation, storage, and like Internet to things. Basically, we're connecting everything and power to the grid. So we want to make it like a technology combo, so it could offer better services to our customers. For example, if you want to park your car somewhere, we would let you know like where to park it and when could you charge it. So it's all in one system. So I think that's the trend going forward. That's why GCL is very confident that we can differentiate ourselves from the pack, because we offer a unique value proposition with this intelligent platform. Because we ride the trend, you know how hot AI is, so we want to utilize that. And we have the red talents.
Wow. That sounds amazing, and I think you, when you manage that, actually, I think you crack the whole transition matrix, because that's what we need. I think the grids are at the moment globally the bottlenecks when we talk about the transition to renewables. The question is here actually, and also maybe just let's spend maybe few minutes on hydrogen. How does that come into this whole game, which is also storage on the one hand, hydrogen, but on the other hand also so I think also a part of, or a fuel basically for the transport aviation sector. So where do you see yourself in this hydrogen challenge?
我们今年
And again, I'm very excited to say that we're expanding outside of China because we don't want to put all of our eggs into one basket. So you would be able to see more news from us, like going more international. 我最后问一下，他刚刚问的是，那您氢能方面是怎么部署的？因为一方面您有储能，另一方面也听到就协鑫在做氢能，不知道这个氢能方面的战略是怎么样的？接下来的部署会是怎么样的？
氢能技术。
For hydrogen.
氢能啊，做成氢能并不难。
To do hydrogen is not difficult. The most critical part is the two ends of the hydrogen value chain.
用人民币来计算，氢能的整个的电费，资金
The cost of making
不
hydrogen,
超过人民币2毛钱。
if it's under 20 cents
因为我们一个地
RMB,
方的氢，
then it would be competitive.
氢能的地减好，中国人好，一个地方4.2到4.3。
So you have to make sure your cost is commercially viable to be able to do this.
我们纯粹靠交通，我是应用不了。
So if
我们必须在
you're
化工、已经
So we and we also need to find users from the chemical business, because if you only want to use it in the transport or aviation industry, the application is not enough. So you need to find more users in the chemical business.
到氯氢，
So I think we're going from green energy to green hydrogen, and then we convert hydrogen to
氢
ammonia.
能，
So
氢
it's
就是能源。
green
要是
ammonia.
氨，氯胺到
green
氯
ammonia
醇，有了氯醇以后，有了甲醇以后，它就可以到氯酸化工。
And we can use it in the chemical business.
因为这样子，我就把取得了油。
That's a huge market.
那么把所有的现在的发电厂的二氧化碳和水泥厂、钢铁厂的二氧化碳捕捉回来。
So right now people are talking about carbon
我们需要它结合起来。
to catch the carbon and store it. So I think by doing this, we would definitely reach the dual carbon
在
target.
绿色能源我们做的还可以，并不是最好，但
So
争取最好。
I think we're doing
那么
well,
在
but we're
氯氢当中，我们会在
not good enough in terms of green making green
目
hydrogen.
前我们还没有在氢能领域当中进行投资。
Yeah, we haven't
但我们
really
正在前面
invested
的技术和装备
a
和系统
significant amount of money into green hydrogen manufacturing, but we are prepared for that.
Okay, cool. I think maybe one final question. So you're now, as a company, you're really an adult. You're over 30 years old. So that means if you look at basically your original mission and your original ideas when you started GCL, and how GCL has transformed over this more than a generation of a human life, basically, how we would say. So what has changed? How has your mission and your vision changed compared to when you started the company?
53年前
Back 33 years ago, I was determined to do clean energy.
把很多些
So
当时中国在改革
Then
开放的初期，
I was very
很多人
committed
分散性孤独，
to do
一个个小烟囱
power
的
generation.
把通过管道发电、娱乐利用，通过
So I was
热
doing
网进行
CCGS,
的千家万户，
like
这一点
gas,
也做到，
like
保持我们中国做得很好。
waste to energy, like I was doing
第
all
二个
kinds
呢
of power
我的使命
generation.
就是把绿色能源，把
And
绿色能
then
源带进
back
生活。
then I had a vision that I have to bring green power to each and every household to make it affordable enough.
坚持这个战略，
I've been committed to that strategy for 33 years.
33年来碰到了很多的。
Well, we've had ups and downs during this 33 years. There's super cycle and down
我
cycle,
们的信念是因
but I've
为
never
地球
changed my mind
环境
because my vision has always been make the
安全、
globe greener,
绿色的能源。
and so everyone can have access to green, affordable, and safe energy.
我相信
I think that's the
通过这
trend
33
going
年
forward.
验证我们今天世界各国所有的大家可能只有不同的意见，有同意和不同意见，各种的分歧。 但是唯一的不变
I think everybody,
就是
like
气候。
politicians are talking about
人类
different
气候
things, but I
变化。
think we all had a consensus in the international arena that no matter
尽快合力
which
起来
country the politician is from, they all
So
agree that
that
we should
people-
change, we should
the
fight
pollution.
climate change and make the world greener. And I think that's everyone is talking about.
这个环境
So for me,
对
that's
我
the same. I've always had this
这
vision
是在为
for
我们
33 years.
都生活我和你虽然生活在不同的国家，
Well, we live in different
但是我
countries,
们的愿景都是一样的。
but our visions
我
are
们
the
在
same.
合作，就是为人类
We have a shared target
生存，
that is to
使我们的
make
每个人的孩子
so that we could leave something for the next
So,
generations to come and make sure the world is better for
这是我
them.
的使命。
So that's my vision. I've never changed my
后
vision.
面还能连
I would
接，
stick to that vision.
That's
Thank
wonderful. Thank you so much. John.
谢谢。